just now of all times. Something must be done, of course. We can't have a gawky Westerner around in the way. And, as you say, we've never seen him. It can't make much difference to him whether he sees us or not. We can hurry off and be conveniently out of the way. It's probably only a duty visit he's paying, anyway. Hannah's been dead 10 years, and I always heard the child was more like his father than his mother. Besides, Hannah married and went away to live when I was only a little girl. I really don't think Donald has much claim on us. What a long telegram! It must have cost a lot. Was it paid for? It shows he knows nothing of the world, or he would have put it in a few words. Well, we'll have to get away at once." She crumpled the telegram into a ball and flung it to the table again, but it fell wide of its mark and dropped to the floor instead. The aunt patiently stooped and picked it up, smoothing out the crushed yellow paper. "Hannah's boy," she said gently, and she touched the yellow paper as if it had been something sacred. "I'm taking a trip east, and shall make you a little visit if convenient. Will be with you some time on Thursday. Donald Grant." She sat down suddenly in the nearest chair. Somehow the relief from anxiety had made her knees weak. "Hannah's boy," she murmured again, and laid her hand caressingly over the telegram, smoothing down a torn place in the edge of the paper. Luella and her mother were discussing plans. They had decided that they must leave on the early train the next morning, before there was any chance of the Western visitors arriving. "Goodness, look at Aunt Crete," said Luella, laughing. "She looks as if she had seen a ghost. Her lips are all white." "Crete, you oughtn't to be such a fool. As if a telegram would hurt you. There's nobody left to be worried about like that. Why don't you use your reason a little?" "Hannah's boy is really coming," beamed Aunt Crete, ignoring their scorn of herself. "Upon my word, Aunt Crete, you look as if it was something to be glad about instead of a downright calamity." "Glad? Of course I'm glad, Luella. Wouldn't you be glad to see your oldest sister's child? Hannah was always very dear to me. I can see her now the way she looked when she went away, so tall and slim and pretty." "Not if she'd been dead for a century or so, and I'd never seen the child, and he was a gawky, embarrassing creature who would spoil the prospects of the people I was supposed to love," retorted Luella. "Aunt Crete, don't you care the least bit for my happiness? Do you want it all spoiled?" "Why, of course not, dearie," beamed Aunt Crete. "But I don't see how it will spoil your happiness. I should think you'd want to see him yourself." "Aunt Crete! The idea! He's nothing to me. You know he's lived away out in the Wild West all his life. He probably never had much schooling and doesn't know how to dress or behave in polite society. I heard he went away off up in the Klondike somewhere and worked in a mine. You can just imagine what a wild, ignorant creature he will be. If Clarence Grandon should see him, he might imagine my family were all like that, and then where would I be?" "Yes, Crete, I'm surprised at you. You've been so anxious all along for Luella to shine in society, and now you talk just as if you didn't care in the least what happened," put in Luella's mother. "But what can you do?" asked Aunt Crete. "You can't tell him not to come, your own sister's child." "Oh, how silly you are, Crete," said her sister. "No, of course we can't very well tell him not to come, as he hasn't given us a chance, for this telegram is evidently sent on the way. It is dated Chicago, and he hasn't given us a trace of an address. He doesn't live in Chicago. He's very likely almost here, and may arrive at any time tomorrow. Now you know we've simply got to go to the shore next week, for the rooms are all engaged at the hotel and paid for, and we might as well hurry up and get off tonight or early in the morning and escape him. Luella would die of mortification if she had to cousin that fellow and give up her trip to the shore. As you weren't going anyway, you can receive him. It will keep him quietly at home, for he won't expect an old woman to go out with him and show him the sights, so nobody will notice him much, and there won't be a lot of talk. If he looks very ridiculous, and that prying Mrs. Brown next door speaks of it, you might explain he's the son of an old school friend who went out west to live years ago." "Oh, Carrie!" exclaimed Aunt Crete. "That wouldn't be true. And besides, he can't be so very bad as that. And even if he is, I shall love him, for he's Hannah's boy." "Love him all you want to."